My name is Cynthia, and I have many favorite teachers, but I want to talk about my high school French teacher, Carolyn Sawyer. I went to a very small high school, and we did not have a French teacher until I was a senior. And I had always had an affinity for French, and I think I always wanted to be a teacher. When I met her, she became my instant hero. I wanted to be exactly like her. She had studied in France her junior year, and she actually got sick a little bit later in the school year, and instead of hiring a substitute teacher, she suggested to the principal that he have me teach the class. So I actually got to be a French teacher, and then when I graduated, I came to the University of Wisconsin. I majored in French and secondary education. I studied in France, where she studied, and I became a French teacher. And I'm very, very grateful to her for being such an inspiration and such a wonderful teacher.
You know, when I think about teachers that have had an impact in my life, the person that immediately comes to mind for me was my high school math teacher. His name was Paul Metzger, and in my high school in Philadelphia, we had algebra, we had basic math, but my group, there were 6 of us. He created a calculus class for us. We had excelled in the freshman, sophomore, and junior year math courses, but there was no place for us to go for a senior level math course. And he pulled together 6 of us from the junior class and had us as a small cohort our senior year, where we actually focused on calculus. So I'm very thankful to Paul Metzger, one of my teachers that really had an impact on me, because he went above and beyond. He tried to meet the needs directly of the students, and my love of math really comes because I was able to experiment and go as far as I could through math.
My most memorable teacher was Dr. Lou Brown here on campus. I was in a small group of students who were prepared to teach students with significant disabilities, and he taught us to look at each individual and work toward their maximum potential. He had us out in schools and out in the institutions in the area, working directly with students and learning from people who were supporting them, and he stands out in my memory as a very significant individual in my development.
Although there have been many people who've influenced me and been my mentor, I'm going to go way back to my cooperating teacher in the 1950s. And Miss Schools, as a cooperating teacher, really encouraged me, and I'll never forget her recommendation for my first job when she told me, my principal, that I could do any task that he would give me. And I often remembered that as I met challenges, that Miss Schools said I could do it, and I did it. And most rewarding to me was that a few years ago, I was able to contact her through the internet and say thank you for all of her support. Unfortunately, she's gone now, but I'm awfully happy I had a chance to contact her and say thank you for that support all those many years ago.
Sometimes a teacher can have a long-lasting impact and may not even realize it. I went to school at a small high school in Union Grove, Wisconsin. Nobody in my family had ever gone on to college. And I want to talk just briefly about a guidance counselor who, really in a short moment, changed the course of my life. Her name was Lorraine Ellis. She was a small woman and a rather intimidating guidance counselor. And I remember as a freshman being called into her office, and I was afraid of what might be happening. She sat me down in a corner and she said, she pointed her finger at me and she said, "Young man, you're going to go to college." No one in my family had ever talked to me about college, and Lorraine Ellis was the first to do so. And she made sure that I took the right courses throughout high school, and she probably didn't realize it, but she changed the direction of my life. And for that, I'm really grateful, and so thank you, Mrs. Ellis.